If college has taught us anything, it is that the pursuit of knowledge never ends. It just gets more exciting. And this is where I'd like to take an issue with the real world. What does that even mean? If we weren't in the real world for the past 4 years, then where were we? I think college has a stigma attached to it that is supposed to be anything but real. But I contend that this is just as real as what awaits you when you leave here today. If the pursuit of knowledge never ends, then isn't this so-called real world just an extension of college? If you have ever sat in one of those random 100-level classes in the basement of Dillingham and asked yourself, what am I doing here? The answer is simple: knowledge. You were there for knowledge, and it is my sincere hope, and I'm sure the hope of all of your professors, especially the ones that taught those 100-level classes, that you take what you have learned and apply it sincerely to the rest of your life.
Last but not
And certainly
least,
don't stop
the only way to learn to
Remember
fly
also
is first to take a fall.
be it a philosophical
We fall when, despite our most fervent efforts, people won't or can't accept our ideas, when a project falls short of expectations, when we feel that we have made mistakes and let ourselves or others down. Falling is disappointing, embarrassing, and painful. But McAllister students aren't timid about taking falls, and they're not afraid of flying either.
We have heard the
I would like
musings
to
of Maya
share with you a
Angelou,
quote from
the
one of
humor
my
of Ben Stein, the howls of Katrina, Wilma, and Rita, and the musical stylings of Patio Jam Thursdays. We have enjoyed wintry South Florida afternoons at the pool, the sweet taste of victory over Virginia Tech. We have witnessed history during the presidential debates, the power of voter mobilization on Election Day 2004, and the promise of forward and upward movement at a university that for many of us has been home these past 4 years. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow, we will be asked to forego our lives as students in favor of being adults. We will be asked to save the world, both figuratively and literally, and we will because we can. Our prospects as civil servants, career professionals, and all-around newsmakers are limitless, and I urge each of you to find your passion and live it. Like Ecclesiastes says, there is a time for everything. This is your time to live your dream.
We have learned to be accountable for ourselves and others. Through daily formations, mandatory events, and inspections, we are always faced with the task of being accountable, not only for our actions, but of the actions of others as well. We have been trained to have no excuses for our mistakes and promptly fix our errors. When it comes down to it, when a cadet messes up and gets punished, he knows he deserved it. Accountability was one of the most important lessons in leadership the Citadel has taught us. Leadership is a daily part of life at the Citadel. We live and breathe leadership. We as a class have never been scared to take command. We're not intimidated by the challenge of taking control of a difficult situation. We're excited by it. And if a situation was ever too much for one of us to handle, we knew we could rely on each other to help us through it. Our experiences in leadership have brought us closer and taught us how to work together as a team in pursuit of a common goal. While the leadership opportunities and lessons in accountability are some of the most important things we have learned here at the Citadel, the most important thing we have is our honor. Our honor is what binds us.
It's the duty of those of us who have been blessed with life to go on living, but not just to live quietly. It is our duty to live loudly and fiercely. To graduate from a great university such as ours and fail to gain compassion for your fellow man would be a great failure indeed. Getting an education is about gaining the tools we need to succeed in life. The greatest tool that I've gained from my time here is perspective, the desire to learn from people different from myself and to attempt to see the world through their eyes. The greatest lesson I've learned is that in this democracy, apathy is not a choice. To remain silent in the face of the atrocities being committed in the name of this country, in all of our names, is to condone those acts. Indifference kills more people than bombs do. If you don't believe me, ask the people of Rwanda. Our time at Berkeley has given us the knowledge we need to change the world, not through violence, but intelligently, peacefully. When confronted by adversity, we have two options. We can choose to react out of ignorance, fear, and hate, or we can choose the path of understanding and compassion. I ask all of you
at a cafe on our way out of town the night before Katrina hit, I had a waitress ask me very solemnly if I understood how significantly the storm could impact my education. At the time, I laughed. I had been through, 4 storms during my 5 years at Tulane, and none of them had ever impacted my education before. But now that I'm here, 9 months after that cafe, 5 years after those recruiting brochures, I can honestly say that it was not the effects of the storm that have had the most significant impact on my education. It has been the culture, the spirit, and the strength of the city and the institution that endured it that have had the most impact on the things I've learned. And on our graduation day, it is important to note that even though the past year has changed all of our lives, it has not changed them nearly as much as having made the decision to attend Tulane. I am proud to say that my education was earned, experienced, and enriched only at Tulane, only in New Orleans.